Hello everyone. In today's session we are going to discuss variables, that is the data types in Visual Basic. And with me, you know that the Visual Basic, this one is an object-oriented programming language that was developed by the Microsoft, so we can use any app or any application that is developed by Microsoft to learn it. So in my case, I'm going to use the publisher, so I can just launch I can search my MS publisher or click all the application, and then I can scroll down and here I have my publisher. I can launch it and I can work with the blank one. I can launch with the blank one, and remember on the tab here I have enabled the developer. If this developer tab is not enabled, you can just go to file, then option, and then you can customize your ribbon, and here you can tick it or untick it and click OK. So then you can all these tabs are clickable, and then you can click on this developer, and if you click on this developer, we have the Visual Basic here, so you can click on that, and we have the user interface here. So we can insert the form to start creating the variable that we have. So in this, I can just insert my button, click on it, and then I can draw it on this form. So remember, you can change all these under this part here. That is the Windows property. And for me, I can work with it when it is just like that. I can double click it to write something on the code, and here I have the part that I can write about the code. So the first data type that we're going to discuss, maybe let us display some of the characteristics of a vehicle. We can have the first one, that is the name. Remember, the name can be put under the data type string, and to declare the data types in this or any variable in this, we can just write dim dimension dim, and then we can give it the first one. Maybe let us give it the mic. Our variable will be the mic. Then we can say as string, and then also the other characteristics that we can get in a vehicle, we can have the model, so we can dim the model, can have the model, and also remember the model can be also be the string, and then also we can have maybe the color, or maybe the color, so we can dim the color, and also this one you can say as string, and then we can have the number of doors that vehicle or that vehicle can have, and we can say dim door. Remember, this one will be integer because we shall count them as one, either 2 or 3. No, this one is an integer. This one is an integer. Then also we can have maybe another data type, which is a boolean, and for the boolean we can say if that vehicle is taxed or not taxed. Maybe dim data type variable which is taxed, and then this one we can say maybe as boolean from the discovery or who discovered it, George Boole. And then remember, this one will always take 2 values, either if it is true or it is not true, or either it's on or not. Then we can also have the size of the vehicle, maybe the capacity, the cc, so we can have it in dim also, a dim size, dim size. Maybe this one is also as this one is an integer, because we are going to express the cc of that. And then we can also give the price of the vehicle, so we can say dim, and remember the price can be converted into different currencies, so we might have it in decimal numbers, or allowing more precision. Price maybe as, remember we can use either single, double, but decimal is appropriate for us when calculation of money is involved. Decimal, maybe you can say decimal. So that one is not allowed, so we can just write the double. And that it allows. And then the next one we can have maybe something to do with the date when it was registered, so we can have the data type dim. Then here we have date registered, date registered, and you can say maybe as, let's see if this machine will allow the date. Yeah, that it allows. So those are different kind of the variables. Let us initialize them. We start with the first one here, which we can control, maybe copy, and then below here we can maybe paste it to there, and then we can give it the initial value. That is, we can initialize them. We can say this one maybe it is a Toyota, and then we can have the model here. We can have the model, so just write, we can have model. The second one is the model, and you can have equal sign, and then we have that. We can copy this to save time, and then control copy, and here our model maybe might be escort. You can go next, you can paste that, and here we have this one being the color. And then we may give it to be a red. Then we may have the next one is the door. The door, so remember this one is an integer. So this one is the variable of the door. So integers, we don't put them under the quote. We might say they are 4 doors. There are 4 doors, and that you can see that this one, there are 4 doors here, and then the next one is interesting to see if I can reduce it a bit, but so that you can be able to view it as we write it. So it seems it isn't possible here. So we have the next one, which is is it taxed or not taxed. So we are going to have these. There we have it being, can write if it is taxed. And then under the tax we can either say true. Remember this one also, we don't put it under, so it is true. Then we also have that, and in this we give the size. We give the size here. We give and this size we can give it as the 1200. So that is how we can give. Remember, we still have another one here, which is the date, but so we can have the date, but we are going to write it here on top so that you can be able to see it. So we have here, and then we are going to copy it below there so that it can be visible for us. So here we are going to have maybe the date registered. So but first of all, let us have the price that the price here, and here we can give this price to be maybe 9,569, maybe 8,9, maybe 0.956. And then the next one is the date registered. So here we can have it being the date registered, and we have given the date step as the date reg, if I'm not wrong, date leg, and we can say this one is equivalent to, remember this one we need to put it in American Standard, so we start with hash, and then we can give the month. Maybe you can say 10, maybe slash maybe 4, slash maybe 20, 21, and then we end it with a hash like that. So that is how simple we can do to this. And then remember this one was below here, so we can just copy the shortcut and then come here below and then paste it there, and then we can remove this space Yes. So now the next thing is for us to be able to display all that. So we can use the message box. We can use the message box here. Message box. Then we can put and say that the car is and then here I can use the concatenation to maybe connect the two of them, and the concatenation that you can use here, the symbol is the ampersand, and then here we may have to put maybe the space in between them, like that, and then from there we can be able to say we put that space there, and then we can have the ampersand sign, and then we put our first variable here, which is the make, and then I think this one is what will take place from where we have from there, and then we can copy this. We can undo that, please, and then we can copy this, and then from there we can paste it. You can go pasting it from there. And then the only thing that we need to change here is the first variable, second variable, which is the model. Then we can do next. We can try to copy it, and then we go changing. So that is one. The other one is 2. We have the model, then we have the color, we have the door, text, price, so we can pick it 4 times. And then we can edit at once to save time. Good. So the next one that we need to edit here is the color, model. Then the next one here we have the color, and then from the color here we have the door. And then from the door we have text. And then from the text there we have the size here. We have the size, and then from the size here we have the price. And then from the price we need to display the last one, and the last one to display will be the date reg, or the date registered. Date leg that way, and then remember this one we need to display it below there. Sorry, this going wrong. we need to cut this from here, and then we can put it here. It says there is a mistake here. There is let's see what the mistake is all about. The statement is wrong. Let's try to correct it from where we can see it. So we have the car is, and then from here we have this, and then we put the space there. Then we have that, we put the space, so that you can try to separate them. Let's try to separate them a bit. Try to separate them, we see if it works, and see where the problem is. So that our compiler doesn't read it as one word. Though I don't see if it is the issue. The guy is Toyota, true, false, aberration. So let's see. If we run, we can see that the car is Toyota 0 or 1 AM. Let us now try to take it down here. We see if it works. We can cut there. Then we can do away with this space. That's it. And then you can try to bring it here. Then I try to run it. So good. And here we can see that the car is Toyota Escort. It is red. It has 4. It is true. It has 1200. This is the price, and this is the date. You can see the date. We had pressed our date in the American standard, but now it is displayed according to our time zone that we have on our machine, on my machine here. So now, what if now that we want it to be displayed on different, that is on one message box, but now instead of it being displayed in one line, it is displayed in different lines. So what we need to do, if we want that to happen, we can just double click, and where we have here the spaces, where we have the spaces here, we can try to replace it using the constant in the VB. Let us try to do it. We see, I'm saying this, where we have this, let me try to copy it again so that let me cut it and then place it here so that you can be able to edit it and see how we can be able to that's nice. And then from here, if I want it to be displayed, you see all these space string that we have pressed here, we can replace them with a constant in the VB, which is known as the VB new line, the VB. Then we have it being new line, the VB new line, VB new line. And then let us do it to all of them. You see, then copy this and then go replacing these with that, and then we also replace this with that, and then replace this maybe with that, and then also replace this with that. We also replace this. So we also replace this. We can also replace this with that, and then we also replace this, and then replace also this, and show that, and then we can try to cut this again, and then we can paste it here, paste it there, and then we can rerun it again, and there we have a very good nice looking data. So you can see the car, it's in its own line. We have the Toyota Escort Red, 4 doors. The brain is true. It has 200cc. This is the price and this is the date. So that is how you can display them in one line. Then there is also another thing that I've realized. If you come to this, you find that we cannot see the end of this line. So I was looking for the alternative that we can come here and then try to put the underscores, and then we click enter. And there you can see the underscore. Then we can try to and then also here let us try to put it here. So this brings us to, gives us an error. I don't know why. So there is an error, but still you can run this and you find that still it is outputting that. So that's bring us to the end of this session. I was your trainer Maurice Morini. If you found this video of great importance to you, consider subscribing, like and share it to many so that they can have the same knowledge also. Thank you.